Soul family. Welcome to the Roar and Resonance podcast. My name is Sally. I'll be your cosmic companion on this exquisite journey into the depths of who we are. I want to also take this moment to also reintroduce myself using my cosmic name, and my cosmic nickname is Akandara. So welcome. On today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about some messages that are coming through around this upcoming celestial planetary movements. And the energy that I'm getting in is that I'm feeling into the collective right now is that there's a mixture of excitement as well as a sense of being overwhelmed by what's to come. And what I'm getting from my Akashic dives is to ground. So right now, let's do this. As this time, as you're listening to this reading, if you're able to, sit in a comfortable position and let's take 3 deep, purifying breaths. So inhale deeply, and I hold at the very top, squeeze in and hold in every single tense area that you could possibly have, and let go. And let that tension go. Let's do that 2 more times. Yes. And welcome in our star guides and our archangels, guardian spirits to create the sacred circle, the sacred space for all of us to gain clarity in the messages that wants to come through today. And one of them messages wanted to reach into the depths and darkest corner of your heart. There's a fear that's coming up, concerns about what will be, what can be. And we're being asked to let go of these resistance by being curious about what is beneath these resistance. Is it fear, simply fear of the unknown? Is it a fear of our own capabilities, or even a fear of our own power, the fullness of our power? And there's a bit of a muddy energy right now, a muddle energy, and a clearing using water and earth can assist in releasing the stagnant energy at this time. Yeah. And then there's the mailman just came by, so yes, that seems like there's a message that is coming through at this time. And for this message to come through, right, for this message, for you to be able to receive this message, there is a need to release certain stagnant energy to make room for it to come in. So the message is right at the door, and the door just simply needs to be open. And you can open this door in this moment right now as this message, and as you're listening to this podcast, it is activating. Is to say, I accept, I receive. I accept the messages that are coming through, and I receive the messages. And I am open to the divine to come through to me at this time. It is important during this time to ground yourself into the words and wisdom of I am. Really, really think about I am. The who are you? Who am I? And that within the seed of your soul lies the answer that will reverberate through every single cell of your body. And it is okay to request assistance from the divine to guide and support you in this journey. What are those full body yeses? And through this discourse, close your eyes and breathe in the golden elixir, the liquid light. This light branches to each point within your body, a star that is shining brightly. You are the star, the awakening of the star. And as you sit with yourself, as you sit inside the seed of potential, the seed within your soul, our thoughts create our reality. So when you think of the question, who am I? And you answer it with I am, truly understand and feel into the words that you are saying. I am. And you can start with I am a human being. I am Sally. And go deeper. I am Akandara. I am an eternal being. I am a being of love, light, and truth. There is an awakening of the seed of potential within you, an awakening of your fullest, highest potential, that you are the star, and the awakening of your power. Right, the seed that comes through this is, and what I'm seeing right now is this beautiful bright golden yellow, the solar plexus chakra, acknowledgement and acceptance of your power. And one of the resistance that I'm feeling is resistance including like the sense of like fear around the fullness of your power, worrying about how disruptive it can be in your life, right? With the awakening of our power, the acceptance of our power, there comes a time where the timelines, the world starts to shift around us. And there is a magic into that, but there's also a frightening thing around that. You know, we have families, we have relationships, we have jobs, we have a certain level of comfort and stability at this time. And through the awakening of our power, there is a fear about losing what is comfortable. So as frightening as it can be, you are the creator of your own reality. And the energy that's coming in, it may be massive, explosive, and fast, but you have all the capacity and ability to also talk to the divine and ask for these information, this download, this awakening to come in a way that your body, your foundation can support it. At the same time, you can also ask the divine to guide you into softening yourself to receive these messages. And I recognize that I keep saying messages, that there are messages at the door, that there are messages that want to come through. And the messages I am feeling into is like this remembrance of who you truly are. There's this remembrance of how maybe memories of the past. So you may have been getting a lot of vivid dreams. Dreams of past lives. There could also be I imagine when I create this podcast, in co-creation with the divine, I am looking to connect. I imagine the people who will be coming across this podcast or this message would be people who are currently vibrated at the same frequency that I am, or of higher frequencies, or people who are desiring to be within this frequency. And as such, we're all connected in this tapestry of life. In this tapestry I call home. In this tapestry I call my family. So with that being said, there's a recognize why I went on a tangent. This is also a coming home. We haven't been feeling like we belong before. Now there's this energy that you've been calling this in for a while now. There's an energy that you've been calling in for a while now, and I'm just pulling some cards too, just to see what messages we are on. So the divine, just what messages are coming through at this time. Okay. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. All right. So we were speaking a little bit about the disruption that may occur, the disruption as we step into the fullness of our being, right? The wholeness of our being. It may not align to the comfort, to what we have been accustomed to, or what we have been comfortable having. So people, places, things, relationships, opportunities, jobs, so forth. There's just things that aren't simply aligning, and there's been a shedding of people pleasing behaviors, codependency, and as we fully step into our wholeness, right? Remembering our wholeness, and as we lead our life in alignment and authenticity and embodiment to our true north, to our life purpose, we recognize that the flavor that we bring to this life is not for everyone. And there is a need to embrace that. And I recognize and even acknowledge that this is not an easy task to do. It gets easier over time as we grow in confidence to embrace this. And I feel for most of us here who are listening, we are learning to embrace the fullness of who we are. And the message that, this is the message that's coming through, is to learn to embrace that, to, I guess, accept and feel the truth of we're not for everyone. We are all unique. We are all unique unicorns. And we all bring a unique flavor in to New Earth, to this reality. So recognize and start to learn that we are not for everyone. And at the bottom of the deck, I have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. And this feels to me, it's about relationships. As we, especially in relationships when it's like two people, friendships or romantic or even family, is that as we're awakening to the truths that are within our soul, we recognize that not only there are people that just don't align to our highest timeline anymore, and there could be a sense of guilt or shame that comes with this realization. And I think some of you are experiencing this a little bit more than others. And there's this Hawaiian chant that we can do, is called, I'm pronouncing it wrong, Ho'opono, which is, I'm sorry. So acknowledging how we played a role in certain relationship and how we've caused pain and hurt to other people. Acknowledging how our own trauma and how colors our perspective, and how that perspective affects our behavior, and how our behaviors in turns affect our relationship and our interaction. 342 on the clock. So it's a look within to be able to expand to the outside exterior. And we ask for these moments to just please forgive me. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Taken in and fully understand in why we are saying I'm sorry, our role within situations, asking for forgiveness, to asking for the soul to one day forgive me the hurt they have experienced, the discomfort that they're going through, and maybe they just truly do not understand this awakening that's happening within you. Thanking them for the lessons that they have taught us, thanking them for the karmic contract that we've signed before landing here, thanking them for all the love that they have for you, and thanking this opportunity for how much love you learned. And then I love you, because as we awaken into new earth, as we awaken in and begin to transform and transmute things that we have learned from our past, we are beginning to realize how that you and I and all of us, we are all one and the same. That by saying I love you, we are saying I love me, and that we love one another. So take a deep breath at this time. Let's see, are there any other messages that are awaiting, that are at the door right now? Okay. This one. Called. Okay. So this change or this feeling that just bone, I don't know, I'm thinking of bones, our bone right now, our structure. And it's interesting, I'm going on a tangent here, is that at this time too, I think there's energy we're heading into Taurus energy. And Taurus energy is very much about our body. So there is a bone vibrate. So there's a what's the word? Okay, let's see if I can. There's a feeling, a nudge, a zing, an intuitive type of push that's like reverberating through our bone, through our structure, of who we are. So the bone that holds us in place, right? The bone that carries us and lifts us up. There is a deep message or wisdom that is coming through within our bones. And when I think of within our bones, I also think within our lineage, within our ancestral line. So and even a message from like the divine, something really deep, something very almost like the fundamentals of our being. And the card I pulled was it says called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So essentially what I'm getting at when I say this is that there's a message that is reverberating to the depths of your being, right? The soul, your soul, that's asking you to step up. That maybe it's a restlessness, right? A restlessness of wanting to do more, wanting to expand. And maybe, just maybe, the pond that you're in right now is now too small to hold the power and the light that you're holding. So I feel like a lot of people that are listening right now are beings who have a massive capacity to hold light. So now your light is expanding, and it's expanding beyond the container that you are presently in. And it's time, there's a call-in to step out of this pond and navigate into a bigger container, into the ocean, into the timeless, spaceless container. of life. And that's a bit of a, and I think it's funny right now, it's a bit ironic, right? Or counterintuitive. I said container, I'm talking about spaceless and timeless. So maybe there's a contradiction that's kind of happening right now within your field. There's a call to expand, and we have Jupiter and Uranus energy coming in to April 20th, I believe. And it's an energy of calling for a lot of expansion. Ah, okay. And then the bottom of the deck for this is I have You're Not Alone. All right, you are not alone. If you're here right now with me, you are not alone. I just saw 616 in my recording timer. And and there's a plane that's roaring by right now too. And I see birds. So okay, tangents aside, essentially what I'm getting at is we are not alone. Even when it feels like we are physically alone, we are not alone. There is a community. This is a community. Even within this container of Roaring Resonance, this is a community. You are here for a reason. We are here together for a reason. We're a family. Oh, let's see. Alright, I'm just kind of taking a moment here just to see if there are any other messages that are coming through. Okay, I think we are good there. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards to help us today. So as you guys know too, I am where I've been. This is probably going to be my first or second posting. So when I'm learning all the ins and outs of the how to create this type of co-create in this container. So feedback, constructive feedback, key on the word constructive feedback, are always greatly appreciated. So leave a question, a comment. I truly appreciate it. Alright, spirit guides, Archangel Mike, Archangel Metatron. What are some messages that want to come through at this time? And if you hear me a little far away, I'm just trying to shuffle a little away from the microphone because I don't want the noise to be too loud. Alright, so I have the Six of Cups, and then Six of Cups upright, and then let's see. Alright, so then I also have the Star in reverse. Alright, is there some... Let me take the Six of Cups at the moment. So something deeply emotional as we think back. A nostalgia. Of thinking about the good old times. Thinking about how it was just amazing back then. And we're sitting here. I think this is part of what makes making choices challenging. And challenging, and I hope you all understand too when I say what I'm saying. There is no judgment, neither good or bad. They all serve a purpose. So in this, what I hear is there is I think this fuels the guilt and the shame around certain decisions that we know we need to make. Decisions that our wisdom, right, our intuitive soul wisdom knows we need to make, but there is some guilt and shame around making the decision. What's making it so challenging is when we think of our relationship, there's the emotional component of thinking back to, oh, it was a good time before. Like, we've had so many good times, there were some, bad times, but mainly they were good times. This nostalgia. And this is actually funny because I did for myself, one of my mentor, I call her my mentor, did a year ahead reading for me, and the card that I had for March was also the Six of Cups. So this energy I'm very familiar with. So it's learning to look at things from a more centered place, right? And in order to be centered, we must kind of take a step back and compassionately detach. And look to detach in a way so that we could see the truth of the situation, to see and feel into the truth of the situation, that it is okay to look back at the memories and think of the good times. And I think what Spirit wants right now is a little bit more clarity around why you're looking back to the good times, and questioning whether or not these good times could be brought forward. Like, what was so, be very intentional about what was good. And this is what my mentor, Kirsten, with It's Given Mystical, also said too. Being very intentional about what is it about the memory that is bringing about the good feeling, like really pinpointing that, being very clear about that. And I think through this clarity, it'll help guide you forward into what you need to do, what you feel you need to do. And there is no like right or wrong in the decision, because at the end of the day, all path leads to the one. We're just making one decision at a time, a decision that just is aligning to ourselves and to our purpose. And it doesn't have to be an overhaul too. That's what Spirit say. It doesn't, any situation, it doesn't have to be seen as like I have to like do a whole 180 shift about my current situation. Like I have to change everything. Even in that mentality, that anxiety to have to just change every single little thing in your life, you don't need to do that. You can take a step back, compassionately detach, and really feel into the decisions that you're making. Feel in what's right. And through feeling into the decisions that you need to make or you want to make, your body will feel more confident and comfortable in these decisions. So allowing that decision to live within your body, and when it's ready to be birthed, when things are ready to be said, there's a perfect timing that will come. There's a divine timing. So there's a little bit of a trust too, and it's coming through. I have 355 on my clock right now. And the star card. I feel into it, feeling into this. I feel like it's been a long time, as like there's a wish that you, the collective, have been wanting for so long. A wish that you've prayed for so long. And it's coming right now. It is manifested into the 3D world at this time. And I think it may even be a wish that has been forgotten, and now it's coming, and it's coming in quickly. And I think that's also playing a role into feeling like unprepared. There's a sense of being unprepared. Meaning that this is a major arcana card too. I'm getting this sense like this is what you've been. It's a wish relating to something that you've been asking for. You've been wishing upon a star for. Wish upon a star. And then number 17 to being the star. That's 1 and 7. That's 8. We're in the year of the 8. So it's manifestation. Things are coming into physical reality. And how to do. Disappointment. Disappointment. Why is disappointment coming up right now? I think it goes back to something I just recalled saying now, is something that you wished for so long, but then you've forgotten about that wish. As if wishing was as if it was in vain, is what I heard. In vain. And now it's coming into fruition, and I'm like, oh, I want to confirm or validate is that it is related to something that you wished for a very long time. Oh. All right. And on the bottom of the deck we have 2 of Wands. Yeah, it also it talks about a desire, a movement. Yeah, it talks about a deep desire, a movement, something that you've been meaning to do for a very long time, but you've tabled it, and now it's just like it's almost to the forefront. I think it goes back to that bone shaken desire, like that deep desire to move, to change the call-in. It's in conjunction, and my cards are laid out way that it's in conjunction to the called card. Now that I look at it from a bigger picture right now, there's a bottom of the deck. I'll keep it right here. Okay, so now looking at the big picture, I think I'll be posting this on Instagram just so that we can see the cards. You're not for everyone is in conjunction to I'm sorry and the 6 of Cups. And there's this part where like you're thinking back into the past and you're thinking of okay, there's a sense of thinking back to even like I think it has something to do, it feels like something to do with childhood healing, inner child healing, and you're beginning to remember the joy and the fearlessness, the curiosity, and now you're embracing all of that, and at the same time fully living into, breathing into that joy, living your happiness, living your curiosity, and recognizing that it is not for everyone, and that people are having different way of living or a different way of approaching their life. And I think through this too, there's a grief that is coming up. There's a grief of, as you're shedding away these old layers of being, these old narratives of being, and you're embracing the fullness of your weirdness, your childlike nature, the joy and the happiness and the freedom and the fearlessness. You're recognizing that it is disrupting the current comfort of your life. And there's a sense of a despair, a grief that is coming through, yeah. At the same time, though, or balancing between these realization, like all on the outside of it. So it's as if that is center. There's that grief that you're going through at this moment, while also there's a wisdom, a knowledge, a knowing that a calling, that you are being called to your next adventure, is calling to close a certain chapter of your life, a book, or even a book, a book of your life. And what Spirit wants you to know here at this time too is that don't be afraid to daydream. Yes, because at the bottom of the deck we have Page of Cups, so daydream. Don't be afraid, and the Page too is a very, I didn't connect this before, but the Page too is an energy of like that childlike inner child innocence, that childlike wonder, your genius inner child. And what Spirit wants you to know too is you're not alone in this. I love this. I love Spirit, these synchronicities. So underneath the you're not alone, that there is a community to support your weirdness. There's a community of like-minded individuals like you. Underneath that is the golden children, inner child and tenderness, innocence and rare gifts. And it's remembering the power that lies within you, remembering and bringing your inner child. Your inner child holds so much wisdom. Sorry, I'm going too fast. Your inner child holds a lot of wisdom. And allowing yourself to daydream, allowing yourself to daydream, have these visions of where you want to be, to dream, right? Because all manifestation starts with a dream. And in these dreams, observe how you feel within these dreams, right? How does it feel to have that dream car you want, right? The basic of manifestation is to live into these feelings. So feeling into what it means to fully experience deep seated joy and happiness and fearlessness and freedom. And that can start as a simple exercise as to waking up in the morning and asking yourself, what do I need right now? What does my inner child need right now? And it could very well be, I'm thinking ice cream right now, it could very well be getting into your car and going out to get yourself a nice ice cream cone. And just enjoying it, and enjoy and live into that feel. How did it feel to go get that ice cream? Enjoying that ice cream underneath this beautiful day that we're having on the East Coast. Feeling that and listening to your intuition. So underneath the Page of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups. So feeling into your intuition. There's this deep wisdom that aligns within you. And there's this call to soften yourself. Bringing in divine feminine. We all have divine feminine within us. The yin energy to soften. And what's beautiful about this yin energy too is we have the full moon coming up in Scorpio. So embracing your inner divinity and maybe going out to dance under the full moon. Maybe dancing, expression. Yes, the power. The power of expression. Yes. 1123 on my recording. Any other messages, Spirit? Nine of Cups at the split. Yes, there is a beautiful energy of feeling fulfilled, like emotionally satisfied. When you are tapping into these daydreams, these playing around with all those like serendipitous moments, the magical moments in life, finding the sacredness within the mundane, having a joyful heart. And the universe is hearing and responding to what you want and what you are choosing, what you choose in joy. And dreams are being manifested as a wish fulfillment. So, I think, let's see, let me just double check. Yes, that is all the messages that I have for you today, my friends. I hope that I hope that this message, this podcast resonates with someone out there. It's super helpful if you can like, share, comment. I would love to hear from you. I would love to connect to my soul family. And I'd say until next time, the light in me sees the light in you, and I love you so much. Send you all my love through this period of transformation. I'm going through it, you're going through it, we're all going through it, we are all one. Alright, until next time. Bye, guys.